Hey, what is up, everyone? So, one of the things I haven't been able to talk about yet that has been something that's been recent going on with Sea of Thieves is the changes that they've been doing with Twitch drops recently. So, Twitch drops have not been great for Sea of Thieves for a while now. And if you've heard me talk about it in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of Twitch drops. I don't mind them being a thing in general. I'm not like totally against Twitch drops, but I also think that the way Sea of Thieves does it and how they put their efforts into certain things is a bit questionable. But for the release of Season 16, they've changed it up a little bit, and there's some stuff I want to talk about and talk about, are these changes good? What do I like about these changes? Or are these changes bad in some ways? So some of the problems with the Twitch drops in the past were, one, they were kind of like a rich get richer type of situation where it was only Sea of Thieves partners that could have Twitch drops on their channel. Sometimes they would let it so that any Sea of Thieves stream could have it, but most of the time it was only Sea of Thieves partners, which basically meant that any viewers that were watching smaller creators were going to the bigger creators just so that they could get these Twitch drops, and making it so that the people that already were doing well in the Sea of Thieves Twitch space were just getting even better, and anyone that wasn't already big in that space just could not compete. So it was pretty unfair situation there. And with this new set of Twitch drops, I don't know if they're going to keep doing it, but at least for this one, any Sea of Thieves stream is now able to have Twitch drops running for these rewards. So that's a good change. And I think that's how it should always be. I don't know why they ever did it so that it was only Sea of Thieves partners. Other games that I see do Twitch drops, they don't have this restriction where it's like only certain people that can get Twitch drops. It's pretty much anyone that's streaming the game. So it was always a weird thing to me, and I hope that they stopped doing it because I always thought it was an unfair practice that they would do. And one of the reasons why I never decided to stream on Twitch, I just kept to YouTube because I prefer YouTube as a platform. But that was only one of the problems. The biggest problem with the Twitch drops, at least for the last several years, was that they just sucked, honestly. Twitch drops in the past, it would be like 20 minutes to watch and you get a reward, and there'd be about 4 rewards in a batch. So about 80 minutes to get all the rewards, which isn't that bad in all honesty. Then what Sea of Thieves started doing was they started increasing the time, making it, up to like an hour per reward. And those rewards weren't very good in general. They would make the rewards basically the same sets over and over again. And honestly, they were just recolors of the same basic sailor cosmetics that we already had in the game and have many variants of. If you have like two different pictures, it's like that meme from The Office where it's like they show it and say, it's the same picture. That's basically what we're talking about with the Twitch drops from the past. It was basically the same rewards every single time. You could not tell the difference between these rewards. They were the most basic of basic cosmetics ever. And it didn't used to be like this. We used to get some really nice cosmetics from the Twitch drops. I remember some of like the Frozen Horizon sets. Those were some nice Twitch drops that we got. There were other like unique sets that we got for Twitch drops. And for some reason they just decided that they wanted to go very basic with the cosmetics after that. And people just stopped tuning into them. And I think Sea of Thieves realized that, which is why we're getting the change to what we have now. Now let's talk about what the current change is. This time we have 8 rewards that are up for grabs, which on one hand sounds great because that's like double what we usually get. Usually we only got 4 rewards. On the other hand, that means there's more filler in here till you can get to the actual rewards that you want. So the first reward is going to be some gold. 75,000 gold is nice, but as someone that's been playing for a long time, it's just kind of like nothing. I don't really even spend gold on anything anymore. So a gold reward is just kind of a waste of time for me. 1+ renown level is actually a nice thing. I kind of like that, especially at the beginning of the season. If we got this later on in the season, it probably wouldn't matter as much, as most people will probably be either at the end of the season pass or already have finished the season pass. But at the very start, it is a nice little thing to kind of boost you up a little bit more. But then we get into some of these other rewards. The Hurdy-Gurdy Show Off emote and the Gilded Phoenix Hurdy-Gurdy, both are 2 rewards that we've had many times as Twitch drops in the past, and it's just nothing new. I would rather not even have them in here and just have less time to watch and just have new rewards instead. I don't even want them in here, to be honest. I get there's some people that probably don't have them, but for the most part, a lot of people do. They've been in Twitch drops many, many times. We also have the Twilight Hunter flag for watching for 2 hours. It's just a green flag. They didn't do any work with this. It's literally just, they took the little color picker thing in their tool, went over to a blank white flag, and then just dropped a new color on it and called it a day. There's nothing special about this. I actually don't even know how this is even a reward for this. If you watch for another hour after that, so 3 hours, you get a devote captain's voyage. I actually think if we're talking about Twitch drop rewards, voyages, like unique limited time voyages that, maybe are outside of events and stuff that we've already had in the past, this is actually a good place to have the Twitch drops, I think, because it's something that can be, done often. It doesn't have to take like development time to like make a new cosmetic and stuff. I actually think it's a good idea to have like one of these voyages in the Twitch drops. So I'm actually pretty fine with that. I already talked about the hurdy-gurdy, that's at 4 hours. The last two rewards I think are really the only thing that people are going to care about with the Twitch drops, and probably the only reason you would actually participate in this event, which is the Amethyst Mercenary Hat, which is basically just the Black Dog hat, but like a purple version of it, which I really like. I think it looks really nice. And then you have the Spring Blossom Pistol, which is a Pirate Emporium cosmetic, which sparked a little bit of controversy. Some people were saying that they deserve a refund because they bought it and whatever. I don't think they're going to get a refund for that, but, keep in mind, going forward, you might see Pirate Emporium cosmetics become free in the future. For me personally, when it comes to Pirate Emporium cosmetics, unless it's something that I really like, I typically wait to buy anything from the Pirate Emporium because typically everything in there goes on sale eventually, or you have something like this where it goes free, or you can get it from buying something else. So if you are upset about this, just take it as a lesson learned, and maybe next time, if you don't need something immediately from the Pirate Emporium, just wait, get it on sale, get it for free, whatever the case may be. But if you're upset about this, as long as you've enjoyed it for however long you've had it for, you just kind of have to take it, and this is what happens sometimes. And this is probably something that they're going to keep doing going forward if this is successful. They'll probably have the final reward for Twitch drops be something from the Pirate Emporium. Probably something that doesn't sell too well. I would assume the Spring Blossom Pistol probably didn't sell too well. So they'll probably do something else that's in the Pirate Emporium that maybe wasn't a great seller or something. Overall, this is definitely better than what we had previously with the Twitch drops over the few years. But I still think it's not as good as what we used to have with the Twitch drops. I liked before with the Twitch drops when we had like the unique sets that were just for the Twitch drops, and like the Frozen Horizon set, or those other sets that we had, and you'd unlock those throughout those periods of time when those were being released. Whereas these cosmetics, while they are definitely better quality than what we have been getting, where they were just basically default cosmetics and literally not worth anyone's time to get at all, they're still just not great. They're not very cohesive, and really the only two cosmetics that I do care about the end, one is a cosmetic that's been in the game for a long time. They're just basically taking it because they already had it, probably didn't sell too well, so they're just giving it out for free now. And the other one is a cosmetic that everyone likes, and they just recolored it. Not saying that's a bad thing. I like the recolor, I think it looks nice, but that is what they did here. In general with the Twitch drops, the reason why I've never been the biggest fan of Twitch drops is because I feel like there's better ways to use these type of things in the game. If you're gonna spend the time putting in the effort to like make new rewards or whatever you're gonna do for these Twitch drops, you could do it for stuff that could be unlocked in game. So whether it's an event in the game that we can unlock to get some of this stuff, or just maybe doing the new voyage would unlock the new hat, or maybe if we completed a certain amount of whatever, you got the Spring Blossom Pistol in the game. I get, some people don't like putting in the effort in the game to play. They'd rather just turn this on in the background and have it, earn all the cosmetics overnight. I get it. But for me personally, I just think that I would rather see like the effort for new rewards and stuff to be earnable in game rather than just, on Twitch. I also think that if you're spending time putting in effort to like make new cosmetics or rewards and stuff for Twitch drops, but you're not spending time to make, say, emissary rewards for Hunter's Call, which never got emissary rewards for the new season release, or even just emissary rewards for the other trading companies that have not gotten any since guilds were released years ago. Finally, the last thing I'll say about this is people will say like, it's super easy just to put this on in the background and just kind of AFK view and get the rewards easily like that. To me personally, I just think as a creator and someone that, does this a lot, YouTube and everything, I stream sometimes, I would rather have 5 people that I know are watching and enjoying my content rather than 50 people that are only there to just get some cosmetics and aren't even enjoying my stream. Who is the Twitch drops actually for? Is it actually to help streamers, or is it really just to have the number of viewers on the Sea of Thieves category on Twitch boost up a little bit so that Sea of Thieves can say, hey, look, people are interested in our game. We're not a dead game or anything like that. That seems to be the real motivation in my mind. It doesn't really seem to be helping streamers. And that's more of just Twitch drops overall. It's not really like Sea of Thieves specifically. But since Sea of Thieves is participating in Twitch drops, I'm going to call them out on this because that's the game that I talk about. So obviously I know people disagree with me on that, but I know people could view that from a viewer standpoint, and this is like something easy as a way to easily unlock stuff for the game. And if you're excited for these cosmetics, I'm happy for you, and I hope you get all of them. I know I will be trying to get that hat and the Spring Blossom pistol because I actually do like those cosmetics. But overall, I think the improvements that they did with these Twitch drops is definitely better than what we had before. But I think Twitch drops as a whole should be rethought. And I think the efforts that they put into Twitch drops could be better used in the actual game itself and not just, trying to boost up some numbers on the platform. So with that said, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Are you excited about these new Twitch drops? Do you agree with anything that I said about Twitch drops? Or do you have your own thoughts on the Twitch drop system? That's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, great if you left a like and subscribed. And until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.